Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rockwell Spot Convention with a review of Anna. So, what, pray tell, is Anna about? Well, it's about a young model from Russia who is, in actuality, a KGB spy, and basically her performing missions under the guise of being a model. To get, basically, as a model, she manages to get various places, meet people, and her handlers within the KGB are just like, this is just what we want. Kill that guy. Kill that one. Yeah. So it's quick takes. It was actually very similar. I mean this in a good way. It's both Atomic Blonde and Red Sparrow, both of which I loved. Helen Mirren steals her scene she's in. I mean, like, she's not even trying to carry it movie, and she totally does. Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but she steals everything she's in, and I'm here for it. There are some excellent action scenes, which they're not on par with John Wick, but they're reminiscent of John Wick. Now before I go any further, let me preface by saying I love me some Cold War espionage action movie. Jack Ryan, the old Jack Ryan stuff. Atomic Blonde, yeah. I don't know, a plethora of other movies that were released in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So yeah, I mean, that's one of my jams. And in fact, I think I saw Red Sparrow just shortly before, like a month or so before I got back on here, and so yeah, we missed the window on that one. Anyway, so cast of note. We've got Sasha Luss as Anna. She is the orphan daughter of a respected Soviet officer, quick learner, highly skilled KGB operative who's posing as a model, and a talented chess player. Next up is Helen Mirren as Olga. She's a high-ranking KGB official. She's Sasha's handler, boss, superior, very hard-hearted and mission-focused. But not entirely, not cold-hearted though. She does recognize at one point that Anna needs a break. Next up, we've got Luke Evans as Alex Chenkov. He's a KGB official stationed in Moscow he actually recruited Anna into the KGB. Cillian Murphy as Lenny Miller, a CIA operative who handles undercover assets in Russia. He also is known to help out U.S. allies on occasion, because he's nice like that. Lara Abova as Maud, Anna's lover, in her life as a model at least, and fellow model. She's also the daughter of an architect. And finally we have Eric Godin as KGB Director Vasilyev. Obviously, director of the KGB. Cold-blooded man. Straight, yeah. It's rare for him to hesitate to kill someone. So yeah, and also, he enjoys playing chess. So, spoiler-free breakdown. The movie starts off in, I want to say it was 1985, with a purge of undercover CIA assets in Moscow by the KGB. All of them are killed. A lot of them are killed, and their severed heads are sent back to Langley. I'm going to presume that all of their heads were, because while only one box is opened, you see a bunch of boxes of the same dimensions in the office. So yeah. About 5 years later, a talent scout for a modeling agency recruits Anna for the agency he works for. She agrees and arrives in Paris 6 months later. You know, I mean, the visas, all that stuff. You know, at a party, she meets a fellow Russian who's Oleg, who's a partner in the agency. Anyways, Oleg asks her out to dinner, and 2 months later, she kills him after he reveals to her that he smuggles various things into sanctioned countries, including weapons. Anyway, so the movie then rewinds, and it does this a lot. Rewinds her being recruited by the KGB and planted to be recruited into the modeling agency. Back in the present, no, back to the present for the movie, Anna is interrogated by CIA agent Lenny Miller about Oleg's murder, and she seemingly plays it off, but she continues performing assassinations under the guise of her modeling career as everything goes on. So the ups and downs movie. First off, some amazing action sequences. The one that really stands out is one in a Russian restaurant. I believe a large portion of it was actually shown in one of the trailers. But, oh, that was so much fun to watch. And, well, yeah, there's a lot of her being a badass. She also takes hits. It is very clear. She, you know, and it looks like for a while she's. If it weren't for the fact that we know that this is, you know, so much time beforehand, it's you could. One would possibly think, oh, this is when she dies, but no. Helen Mirren and Cillian Murphy are both great in their roles. Sasha Luss and Luke Evans are good, but nowhere near as good as Mirren and Murphy. I mean, those two are just this whole other level. As I mentioned, it's comparable in a positive way to both Atomic Blonde and Red Sparrow. In fact, it kind of, I would almost think maybe Luc Besson sat down, watched Atomic Blonde, Red Sparrow, and the first two John Wick movies, and was like, that's my next movie. But I don't want to necessarily say that's definitely what happened, because, yeah. Oh, and for reference, for those who might not know, Luc Besson is the writer-director. He also made The Professional, or Leon the Professional, The Fifth Element, and Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets, as well as a plethora of other films. He's a damn good filmmaker. It moves very quickly. And the movie is just under, like, seriously, literally just under 2 hours long. It's an hour and 59 minutes. I was surprised that I had been in the theater for 2 hours, because it does not feel like a 2 hour long movie. There were some predictable moments, and there were, especially in the beginning. I hate it, but the heads were. It was kind of a, you know, looking at it, was like, her head's gonna be enough. Yep, it's her head. And but however, most of the like the core, the center of the movie, basically, most of the rest of the movie, you're like, oh, okay, all right, well, you know, I really did not honestly see that coming. But then the ending comes along, and you're like, oh, I got a pretty good idea what's gonna end up happening here, and yeah. So I mentioned the whole thing with the flashbacks, and these are not flashbacks that, you know, show a thing for a little bit, you know, 10 minutes maybe, and then go back to. No, these are flashbacks that take like 20 to 30 minutes. You know, explaining stuff, and it's important stuff for the story. but there's so much they put in there. You're enthralled by it. And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is supposed to be, this is kind of explaining how all this got set up. And, oh, that's right, because she did that. Okay, yeah, okay. And it can be easy to forget what the flashback was, kind of setting up. With the timing, it ends before the fall of the Soviet Union. I kind of would have liked to have seen the how the fall of the Soviet Union affected the various Russian characters. I think that would have been I think that would have been very interesting to see. So overall opinion, it's a fairly enjoyable espionage action movie with a decent cast, script, and director. And to boot, it has some really awesome action sequences. For fans of, I would recommend it to fans of more action-based espionage movies, like the ones that really that really focus on a lot on the action. Also, Cold War espionage movie. As for rating, I got that's a 3.5 out of 5. Besson, I mean, I'm going to go as far as saying knocked out of the park, but he did damn good. He did This is no Leon or Fifth Element, but it's almost in the same league. So yeah. Anyway, that's my review of Anna. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what some of your favorite spy movies are in the comments, or if you've seen Anna, let me know what you thought of it. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. As always, links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the search box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.